Hey YouTube, it's Kristin. You're watching Chatterbox Budgets. Thank you so much for joining me for a video today. I hope everyone is doing well. It is Sunday, May 8th, 2022. It's 2:01 p.m. here in Salt Lake City, Utah. And I am here to do my check-in for the first week of May. I will be doing that in the YNAB app. That's You Need a Budget. And let's get started. Okay, so starting with me first, I have a transaction to Avenue 5 for $1,288.72. That's a split transaction, so $63.72 was for utilities, and then $1,225 was for rent. That came out of my my main checking account. And then Prosper Marketplace, $160.71 for loan payment. That came from my main checking. YNAB, which is the You Need a Budget app, was $106.17. That was for subscriptions. That's my annual fee. I got 34 days free and then paid the next year's premium or subscription, I guess is what it's called, for Prime. That's on my Prime Signature Visa. And then I'm going to skip the reconciliation on that one because I can't remember what that was for. Oh, I know what this was for. I had added in cash. I had added in my coins that I have because I have a bunch of coins from when I was doing actual cash envelopes. And I was making change for myself, so I got a bunch of coins. But I decided to take it out of my budget because I'm not going to be using it. It's just going to be sitting there in my safe. Actually, I think I put it all in my coin jar. Anyway, which is in my safe. So I don't want to count that because I'm not using it to budget it. So I took it out of the total available amount. YouTube Premium, $12.85 for subscriptions. That's on my Visa. Google One, $9.99 from subscriptions on my Prime Visa. We're going to skip these out adjustments. Okay. Then Yardi Services, 95 cents. That was for rent or housing. That's the fee I pay for using the portal to pay my rent. And then this one is Capital One. It's 2 cents. That was for my Capital One 360 checking account. That was just the interest payment for April. And then on the second, we have Walmart Grocery. That's another split transaction. That was $100.43. And that was $42.75 for groceries, $23.57 for household, and $34.11 for pets. And then we've got, on the third, we have Cricket Wireless, $63 for cell phone on my Discover card. Kindle Unlimited, $10.71 for subscriptions on my Prime Visa. Walmart Grocery, $10 for gas on my Capital One MasterCard. That was for the delivery tip from the day before. On the 4th, my son needed to borrow $100, so that came out of my personal care category on my Venmo Cash app. And then I'll just put it back when he pays me back. And then Dominion, $31 for my natural gas bill. That was for my main checking account. On the 5th, we have Intermountain Pharmacy, $138.18 for pharmacy for my health savings account. That was my copay for my nasal spray, my prescription nasal spray. I get the 3-month supply. And then Sam's Club, $16 for pet stuff from the Venmo Cash app. That was, my dad picked up a box of Minties for Zeus while he was at Sam's Club. So I was just paying him back for that. And then the reconciliation adjustment, that was a penny. That's how much my interest was for my HSA for April. And then my Venmo credit card cash back was $2.49. They put that on my Venmo Cash app, so it just goes from right there. And then I had a deposit of $1,346.32. That was my paycheck. On the 6th, we have Walgreens, $62.04 for pharmacy. That was on my HSA. That was for my son. And then employee contribution and employer contribution each for $57.69 for my HSA fund. On the 7th, we have, excuse me, there was a transfer to my side checking account of $999.45. That was half of my scheduled expenses for June. I was moving it from my main checking account to my side checking account where it will stay until the 1st of the next month. And then I'll transfer it back to me to start making payments for June. And then there was a transfer to my primary savings account of $108.48. That's from my main checking account. That was my annual fee balance from April. I'm putting it into that savings account because I'm going to transfer it to my American Express Bluebird card. And it's set up to take the electronic funds transfer. It's set up with my savings account, not my checking account. Because when I set it up like 10 years ago or whenever it was, I didn't have a checking account at the time. I think it was on hold or something because I had some issues with being overdrawn. And so I still could use my savings account, so I used that. And so, yeah, I'm going to change it eventually, but I wanted to try it first before I go through all that hassle, just in case I decide not to use it. So the money's sitting there, and that way when I do the transfer to that Bluebird card, it's just ready to go from that account. And then there was a balance adjustment of 2 cents for my Capital One checking account. I think that was just interest. I think I moved too much interest over, or applied too much interest to one of the things. I can't remember. Anyway, not important. Okay, so there's that for the first week. That reconciliation for the 8th, that was today. I'm not going to talk about that because that's for today. Okay, so we're going to go back to my budget. So for my scheduled expenses, I have $419.65 available. That's $59.95 for insurance, car insurance. Nothing's left for cell phone. Electricity has $52 left. Internet has $98.58 left. Natural gas, nothing's left. Utilities, nothing's left. And the reason that one's yellow is because I have my goal set at $65 for filling that envelope, but I only filled $63.72 because that's how much my bill is for this month. So it's saying that I didn't meet my goal yet, but I didn't spend more than my budget either. So that's why it's yellow. Yellow just means be careful, don't spend any more money. And then subscriptions, I have $185.87 left for the rest of the month. That does count the annual fees for June. No, not June. May. Yeah, May. Okay. Yeah, so annual fees and my regular subscriptions. Okay. And then gym membership, $16.09 is left. Home insurance is $7.16. That one's going to come out of on the 25th. Loan payments, nothing left. And then rent, nothing left. So then for my unscheduled expenses, I have $590.48 left available. $258.22 for food. $60 for gas. Gas still has as much as I budgeted because I had $10 left over from April that just rolled over. So the gas I paid for last week just came out of that. Household has $36.43 left. I typically with household, I'll usually just buy, I don't buy household products every week, but when I do, I usually buy like a bulk. I don't buy them in bulk from Sam's Club, but I buy like the biggest package I can get from Walmart. So that toilet paper was like $22, but it was for a lot. So anyway, and then miscellaneous, I have $25.94. There's more than the $20 that was budgeted because I had money left over in that account, in that category last month, and just rolled that over too. Personal stuff, there's $60. I did fix that one. So at one point I had my over-the-counter asthma medication that my dad purchased for me last month. I had taken it out of my personal stuff category, which I usually use for deodorant, body wash, things like that. And then I decided to take it out of my personal care category, which is basically for my hair appointments, hair care. Then I changed my mind and put it back. So, because I was going to just transfer the money from my personal stuff category from last month, whatever was left, and put it in my personal care category. But it made sense just to change the transactions back to what they were when I did them. So, anyway. Okay. Sorry. Pet stuff, there's $149.89 left. That's for their everyday needs, not for the vet. And then for irregular expenses, I have $479.33 left, or available. $20 for auto care, $20 for entertainment, $70.46 for birthdays, $140.22 for holidays, $50 for personal care, which again is my hair care, and that will be $150 once my son pays me back. And then for pet care, it's $92.73. That one's yellow because I haven't met the goal yet, but I wasn't too worried about it because I still haven't scheduled Zeus's vet appointment. They were supposed to call me to schedule it, and they haven't, and I keep waiting to call them. And then shopping, I have $65.92. Again, there was some left over last month in that category. Travel, there's $20 available. My contingency fund, I have $477.48 available. That's my version of the emergency fund. Irregular expenses are my sinking funds. And then $306.33 is in cash, and then $171.11 is in my Capital One 360 savings account. And then for my HSA, I have $1,131 available. I have $1,031.22 available in my main HSA fund. That's just like the big, huge, not separated out into the different categories. So I took $300 from that and budget it for pharmacy because I have my nasal spray. I got filled. My son got some stuff, and then I need to get my over-the-counter asthma medication again. So I still have $99.78 available in pharmacy. Usually I don't budget for it. I usually just put it aside, or I just take it out when I spend it. Anyway, But I know I'm going to use it, so I just left it there. It's just easier to do $300 at once instead of doing every single transaction separately. Annual fees, we have $215.86 available right now. That's for April and May's fees. So part of that is in my my main primary savings account in my credit union, and then the other part is in my my main checking account in my credit union. And I need to just figure out what I'm going to do with those, which way I'm going to go with it, if I'm going to use a Bluebird card or if I'm just going to do something else. So, and then for credit card payments, I have $595.93 available. That includes anything that I've used my credit cards for. Those balances include those payments. So Capital One MasterCard, I have $386.79. Prime Signature Visa, I have $146.14. Discover Card, I have $63. And then my Venmo Visa, I have $0. So my Capital One MasterCard and my Discover Card, I paid on Friday. And then my Prime Visa, I paid yesterday. So those have already been paid, but instead of manually entering them, I'm just going to let the direct import bring the transactions in tomorrow when they actually post, instead of being in pending status. That way it's just the reconciliation is smoother. Last time I did it, I think I ended up putting it in twice by mistake. That was just me because I wasn't paying attention. But they're already paid for. And so the Capital One MasterCard, let's see, where were they? Let's go back. Okay, let me go back to my accounts. So these are my accounts as of today. So the $4,802.87 includes the amounts I owe on my credit cards. Because I have $930.23 available in my main checking account, I'll be paying my my Discover Card and my Prime Signature Visa will be paid from my main checking account. So that's like what, almost just a little over $200 that I have to pay on from my main checking account. And then my side checking account, that one's got $999.45. That's for June. My primary savings has the $108.48 for fees, that are my annual fees. That's just going to either sit there or go to my Bluebird card. Secondary savings has nothing in it right now. My Capital One checking account has $909.74. The Capital One MasterCard payment of $386.79 is coming out of that $900. And then my Capital One 360 Performance Savings has $171.11 in it. That's my contingency fund that I had for digital. So these amounts should add up. I'm not going to go through and make it even more complicated than I'm already making it, because I'm starting to confuse myself. And then my Venmo Cash App has $464.74 available. It'll have $100 more in it once my sub pays me back. And then I don't owe anything on my Venmo Visa. The Bluebird Prepaid American Express actually does have $1.06 on it, but I don't want to count that as part of my budget or of my amount that I can budget, because I'm not using the card actively right now. Once I transfer the money over, then I'll have to account for it. But if I don't transfer it over, if I decide not to use that card, I'll probably just close the card. I've had it for 10 or 12 years, so I don't want to close it. But if I'm not using it, there's no point in having it. So we'll see. But again, it's not an actual American Express card. It's a prepaid American Express card. But you can set up goals on their app. So I can put all of my irregular expenses, my version of the CQ funds, into the different goals and, basically envelopes. So I want to try it. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, and they used to have, you could write checks from that. And they had it like a PIN number, like a authorization code. You assigned it, which was cool, because when my checking account was closed for a while, because of being overdrawn like 10 years ago. Excuse me, while I was paying off, they did so those checks were handy because I used those to pay my rent at the time instead of having to use money orders. It was great. They don't do them anymore, but it was cool. Okay, and then my health savings account has $1,131.01. That matches the total we saw on the other screen. Cash, I have $675. I do need to take back part of that, but I'm only going to take back how much I need to, my contingency fund will match up with that. And then Google Pay, I have $9.02. So as you can see, I'm actually doing pretty well for me. I mean, this is good. And I keep thinking I don't really have an emergency fund, but actually I do. So because I'm a month ahead on my expenses, if something were to happen, I could use those payments, the money in my side's checking account, I could use that money if I needed to. It would put me back on being paycheck to paycheck, but I do have $1,000, basically, actually 13, whatever, available to spend if I had to. So it's kind of a built-in emergency fund. And then once I put my next paycheck there, then it's a little bit more. But then, of course, it's going to be depleted for a few weeks while I wait for my next paycheck to come through, since I'll be paying the bills. But anyway, it's working really well because I do have room for maneuvering if something happens. So I do have my car emissions are due in June. My registration's due in June. I budgeted what it was last year, just in case. I think it'll be the same. It's not going to be more because my car is older now, not newer. But we don't do inspections in Utah anymore. So we only have to do the emissions and then pay the registration fee. So, and I always pay mine. I try to do mine mid-month, just because then I don't have to worry about it anymore. All right, you guys, that's long enough for me. I'm going to go vacuum some more. I have an apartment inspection scheduled this week. I think they're actually going to the tax credit apartments. I don't think they're coming to mine, but they put the notices on all of the doors, and so I figured it was a good reason to deep clean my apartment. I wanted to do it anyway, but that was really good motivation, and that means I can't get out of it because I having someone in my apartment with it looking the way it was looking yesterday when I started was not going to happen. It's still pretty bad. Like, I need to clean my bathroom, the cat bathroom, and the kitchen, but the main living areas are looking pretty good. And I did do a deep vacuum of my office today because I wanted to. It's been really bad. My pets spend a lot of their time in there, and so there's fur everywhere. But yeah, so we deep cleaned my office today because I spend 45 hours or 40 hours a week in there. So I wanted to have it clean, and then the rest of it I can do as I go. So, all right, you guys, have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for joining me. And I don't know if I'll have any other videos until the end of week 2. I'm trying to get my planner videos out there, but I still have to figure out how I'm going to film stuff because my phone just can't handle recording anymore. And I don't have anything I can use to set up my tablets to record with. So I'm still working on that. I might get a camera. I don't know. I'm just not sure if I'm going to do enough filming to do that. I may just hold my tablet in my hand and record my planner with, use one hand to flip through and just do it that way. So we'll see. Haven't decided yet, but I may have that coming for you, but everything else seems to be pretty, yeah, just there. So, all right. Thank you so much. Take care. Have a good day. Bye.